Today we're checking out some more Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 6.
I have identified the signal. It is from the USS Janolan, a Federation transport ship reported missing in this sector 75 years ago.
75 years?
However, sensors indicate the presence of an extremely strong gravitational source in this vicinity.
Like a black hole?
I am having difficulty scanning the object. It appears to be approximately 200 million kilometers in diameter.
That's nearly as large as the Earth's orbit around the Sun.
Whoa.
Mr. Data, could this be a Dyson sphere?
Ooh, like a round...
A physicist called Freeman Dyson postulated the theory that an enormous hollow sphere could be constructed around a star.
Yeah.
Any population living on the interior surface would have
Energy.
virtually inexhaustible sources of power.
A Dyson sphere? Bring up!
Ensign Rhaegar, put us into synchronous orbit above that position.
Aye, sir.
A Dyson sphere. I didn't picture it like that, though. I pictured it like more like a netting around, but I'll take it.
I have located the Janolan, sir. It has impacted on the surface of the sphere.
Magnify.
Zoom in hits.
There are no...
Oh.
This air's pretty stale.
Life support is barely operating.
See if you can increase the oxygen level.
Aye, sir.
All right, what do you got, Jordy? What's going on here?
Locking the unit into a diagnostic mode just sends the matter array through a pattern buffer. Why would anyone
There's a
want
pattern in the buffer still.
Can they reanimate it?
How is that possible?
I don't know. I've never seen a transporter jury rigged like this before.
Just something held in like suspended animation?
I know a way to find out.
Energize. Oh, frig. Somebody's been in there for 75 years? Oof. Is it Scotty? Is it? Go back. That was him, right? It sure looked like him. If it's not, it's his twin. I'm gonna need to hear that accent to make sure. Held inside a beam for 75 years? Would they feel the 75 years, or would it just be like a second to them? I mean, we saw a few episodes ago. What's his face? Barkley was inside one, and it seemed like time was just passing normally. All right.
Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds.
To seek out new life and new civilizations. To boldly go where no one has gone before.
Thank you, lad.
That's him.
Oh, well, we gotta get Franklin out of there.
Someone else's pattern is still in the...
Say your name.
We went in together.
It's definitely him.
Something's wrong. One of the inducers has failed.
What happened? If anyone can do it, it's him.
He's gone.
I'm sorry.
So am I. He was a good lad.
I'm Commander William Riker.
Yes, say your name.
The Enterprise. I bet Jim Kirk himself hauled the old gal out of mothballs to come looking for me.
Still
Captain
thinks it's...
Montgomery Scott.
Yes! Okay, what the frig? He still thinks Kirk's captain.
Captain, perhaps there are a few things we should talk about.
Yeah, these things are different now, Scotty. Relics, indeed.
Dr. Crusher will want to have...
Changed the resonator array.
Jordy, I think our guest is going to have a lot of engineering questions.
Yeah, give him a tour. I'm so happy.
A lot more efficient now. Oh, that's an EPS power tap there.
It's probably
you were
blowing his
saying a
mind.
little earlier that you were on your way to the...
When our aft power coil suddenly exploded, the ship got caught in the sphere's gravity well, and down we went.
How'd he get stuck in the beam?
What in the world made you think of using the transporter pattern buffer to survive?
So they put themselves in there. That's out of the box.
Pattern wouldn't degrade, and then cross-connecting it with the phase inducers to provide a regenerative power source.
Brilliant.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Ah, right.
Oh, from what I've seen, you've got a fine ship. A real beauty here. I must admit to being a bit overwhelmed.
Wait till you see the holodeck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they didn't have holodecks.
Well, I'll say this about your Enterprise. The doctors are a fair sight prettier.
I'm Jean-Luc Picard. Welcome aboard the Enterprise, Captain Scott.
Thank you, sir, and call me Scotty.
Yes. Will he call him Scotty?
I must say, I was a little surprised when Commander Riker told me that you were on board the Janolan. Our records didn't show you listed as a member of the crew.
Yeah, what?
I was heading for Norpon 5 to settle down and enjoy my retirement.
Ah.
Once again, welcome on board, Captain.
Sir,
I need to get down to engineering and begin that
Calling him
analysis.
captain.
engineering? I thought you'd never ask.
We're pretty busy down there anyway, Captain Scott. I promise I'd be happy to give you a tour just as soon as the doctor says it.
Give him a tour. That's what will really make him feel better. Oh.
Good Lord, man. Where have you put me?
Sure, I can try and find something bigger if you want.
Even an admiral wouldn't have had such quarters in a starship.
He's so sweet.
Just use one of these panels if you need anything.
You know, these quarters remind me of a hotel.
He wants to chit-chat.
Got into a wee bit of trouble.
Excuse me, sir, but I have to return to duty.
Dude.
Ah,
Don't be rude. I hope he can find someone to chit-chat with him. He doesn't want to just be alone. That'd be so crazy to just go ahead in time 75 years. Aww. Commercial break. They should give him something to do, like a little job.
Scotty, this really isn't a good time for a tour. We're running a Phase 7 survey of the Dyson Sphere.
He might be able to help.
I think I'm still useful.
Yes.
You're right. We'd be grateful for any help you could give us.
Good.
Good, good. Give him something to do.
Presence of a G-type star at the center of the sphere. There also appears to be a Class M atmosphere clinging to the interior surface.
On the inside of the Dyson Sphere, there's an atmosphere?
It's out of
Laddie,
sync with
you
the
need to
assets.
phase lock the warp fields within 3%, or they'll become unstable.
What? We use a multi-phase auto-containment field now. It's meant to operate above 3%.
That would make the difference.
I feel bad for him.
Wanted to try a cold start of the warp engines. And I told him that without a proper phase lock.
He's so annoyed. Okay, he needs to give him a little job to keep him busy.
I'd love to explain everything to you, but the captain wants this spectrographic analysis done by 1300 hours.
I mean, I get it. It's not Jordy's job to, like, babysit him, but I feel bad for him.
Didn't tell him how long it would really take, did you?
Well, of course I did.
Oh, laddie, you've got a lot.
Yeah, you tell him it'll take 4 hours and then do it in 1.
Tried to be polite, but I've got a job to do here. And quite
Jordy.
frankly, you're in the way.
Oh.
I'd think you'd be a little grateful for some help. I'll leave you to work, Mr. LaForge.
Jordy, I get it. You're trying to do something complicated, but that wasn't cool. But they need to give him like a buddy to go around the ship with. He obviously wants to chit chat and just have Data with him. Data will chit chat all day with him.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you. What in blazes is this?
Not good.
I believe I may be of some assistance. Captain Scott is unaware of the existence of synthahol.
Yeah, it's not the real stuff. He had the bottles on the old Enterprise.
I believe Guinan does keep a limited supply of non-synthaholic products. Perhaps one of them would be to your liking.
Bartender Data.
What is it?
It is... green.
It's just like apple sourpuss.
Please enter program.
Holodeck?
The android at the bar said you could show me my old ship.
Insufficient data. Please specify parameters.
The Enterprise.
Enterprise
Show me the bridge of
1701.
the Enterprise, you chattering piece of...
Which version?
1701. No bloody A, B, C, or D.
Correct. Wow. It's not the same without the old crew. Yeah, pour one out for your homies.
Here's to you, lads.
And I wanted to see how you were doing.
Would you have a drink with me, Captain?
Thank you.
I don't know what it is exactly, but I would be real careful. It's real.
Ah, down the hatch.
Aldebaran whiskey. Who do you think gave it to Guinan?
We should have known.
This was the first. She was also the first ship I ever served on as chief engineer.
You look so proud.
First vessel that I served on as captain was called Stargazer. It was
I didn't know that.
overworked.
Stargazer. Did I? Maybe I did know. No, I did know that. We went back once.
The first time you fall in love, you don't ever love a woman quite like that again.
Has he ever been in love?
To the Enterprise and the Stargazer. Old girlfriends will never meet again.
Dan Crunk.
If you would care to study some technical schematics or...
I'm not 18. I can't start out like a raw cadet.
He can't learn it.
Just a computer-generated fantasy, and I'm just an old man who's trying to hide in it.
I feel really bad for him.
Perhaps Captain Scott could be
Could
of
help.
use in accessing that material.
It's possible. He does know those systems better than any of us.
Just give him something to do. He has to feel useful again.
I would like you to accompany Captain Scott. You see, one of the most important things in a person's life is to feel useful.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like him to feel useful again.
I'll go with him, sir.
He gets it, right? Better be nicer to him.
Energize.
mean, upon closer inspection, it is kind of netting.
Sensors indicate that the large circle is a portal or airlock, possibly leading to the interior of the sphere.
Oh, let's go in.
Should we ring the bell? Open a channel to that communications array.
Hail them. Oh.
Some kind of tractor beam is locked on.
Maybe this is just the door.
We're being pulled inside.
Yeah. Oh, what is... We're inside the Dyson sphere!
Warp and impulse engine relays have been overloaded. I am attempting to compensate. I am reading a great deal of surface instability. It may be...
Sir, the inertial motion from the tractor beams is still carrying us forward.
Towards what?
It can't handle the interface of your power converter. This equipment was designed for a different era. Now it's just a piece of junk.
Aww.
No, it seems like some of it's held together pretty well.
Century out of date. It's just obsolete.
That's how he feels about himself.
But when they can build ships like your Enterprise, who'd want to pilot an old bucket like this?
Aw.
You know, we used to have something called a dynamic mode converter.
I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. But I bet I might be able to come up with something similar. The Forge Enterprise.
Can they... There's no comms, right? Because they're inside.
We will enter the sun's photosphere in 3 minutes.
Okay, what the frig?
Our flight path is changing. Right, 10.7 degrees, sir.
Towards what?
Insufficient to clear the photosphere.
Lieutenant Bartell?
Still towards the sun.
Well, they could have crashed into the sphere like the Janolan.
No, we'd be picking up background radiation if they'd gone down.
They could be inside the sphere.
Yeah, cracked it.
You know, if we could get these engines back online, we could track them with their impulse ion trail.
Are you daft? Drive assembly shot. The inducers have melted. The power couplings are wrecked. We need a week just to get started. But we don't have a week, so we've no sense in crying about it.
No sense in crying about it.
Sensors show that the star is extremely unstable. It is experiencing severe bursts of radiation and matter expulsions.
And that would explain why they abandoned it.
Because they built the Dyson sphere around it and then abandoned it.
It is a solar flare, Captain. Magnitude 12, Class B.
Shields are up, but only at 23%.
Yikes.
In 3 hours, our shields will no longer be sufficient to protect us, sir.
We've got 3 hours to solve this.
Shut the deuterium from the main cryo pump to the auxiliary tank.
The tank can't withstand that kind of pressure.
I assure us you can.
Where'd you get that idea?
What do you mean, where did I get that idea? It's in the impulse engine specifications.
Regulations 42/15.
He doesn't follow the manual.
Forget it. I wrote it. A good engineer is always a wee bit conservative, at least on paper. Just
But then you
bypass the
push it.
secondary cutoff valve and boost the flow.
It's teaching Geordi to think outside the box here. You know what it can do, but what can we push it to do?
You're the senior officer here.
Oh, I may be captain by rank, but I never wanted to be anything else but an engineer.
Right?
Mr. Wolf, can we use the phases to open a hole in the sphere?
The exterior shell is composed of carbon neutronium. Our weapons would be ineffective.
You have to get through the door.
I will endeavor to speed up the process, sir.
Yeah, do what you can.
It looks like some kind of doorway.
No, I bet you 2 bottles of scotch that they're inside the sphere.
Yep.
It would take an impulse engine, full reverse, to put out a signature like that.
So they didn't go in willingly.
Tractor bee.
Only this time, they triggered something that activated that hatch and pulled the ship inside the sphere. Yeah, well, we could probably trigger the hatch ourselves, only we'd get pulled in just like they would.
So instead...
Then when the hatch starts to close, we move in and we use the Janolan to jam the hatch open, hoping that the Enterprise will escape.
Like, get it stuck in there?
Okay, here we go.
So they're gonna jam themselves in the door? Whoop! This music! Yeah, they're gonna jam themselves.
The Forge to Enterprise, do you read me?
Go ahead, Commander, we read you.
We're using the Janolan to hold open the hatch that you came through.
Now zoom through it.
Aren't gonna hold out much longer.
Understood. Ensign, set a course.
Go, go, go.
The plasma intercooler's gone. The engines are overheating.
I'm worried that they're gonna beam Geordi off and then he's gonna get killed.
With impulse engines operating at 60% power, it will take 1 minute, 40 seconds.
Prepare to beam 2 from the Janolan as soon as we're within range.
Don't say we can only do one at a time. Do not say that.
Photon torpedoes armed and ready, sir.
So they're gonna have to shoot the ship and then go through the hole?
Fire torpedoes.
Oh, they're kind of close. Well, got fly through. I hope they got them both off. I feel like they should have confirmed that they had them both off of there first.
There now.
Okay.
That wasn't so bad, what?
Okay, thank goodness. That would have been a dark ending.
So Dr. Brahms and I changed the power frequency from 21 centimeters to 0.02 centimeters.
Oh, you soured the milk.
That's right.
Oh, enjoy these times, Geordie. You're the chief engineer of a starship, and it's a time of your life that'll never come again. You're giving me one of your shuttles?
Well, call it an extended loan. Since you lost your ship, saving ours, it seemed only fair.
You should go to Risa first.
Bon voyage, Mr. Scott.
Thank you, sir, for everything.
Mr. Scott.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Scotty.
With the whole crew.
Good
Just
crew.
don't look.
But I've always found that a ship is only as good as the engineer who takes care of it. And from what I can see, the Enterprise is in good hands.
Respect.
You take care of yourself out there.
Aye.
Wow. Scotty. Okay, that was season 6, episode 4, and we got to see Scotty again. We're really working our way through the original cast here. I wonder if we'll see any more of the original cast in more episodes. I'm curious. The fact that we keep getting more guest stars leads me to believe that we're going to see more of them. I don't know. We will see. But I gotta be honest, this episode is a little sad for me. I mean, it's nice to see Scotty, of course, but the whole episode is about like just how much time has passed, how he's not useful anymore. He doesn't feel useful anymore. You know, technology is so far beyond him now. He can't do the things that he used to do. It's depressing. It's a little depressing. I mean, in the end, he finds something to do and he solves the problem and he feels useful again and he's able to go off. And it kind of felt like, you know, they gave him a shuttle and he said he wasn't going to go to the planet and retire. He was going to go off and do something else. And I don't know if we'll see what that is, or if we just have to imagine that he goes off and has new adventures before he retires. He seemed like he was in good spirits and felt more useful again. But I just felt so kind of sad and depressed about how useless he felt for the whole episode. And I don't know, it was kind of hard to see like Geordi giving him such a hard time. I mean, I get it. I get why Geordi snapped, because I was trying to think from both of their perspectives. Like, it was from Scotty's point of view, he was just he just wanted to talk. He wanted to talk to people. He wanted to see what was going on. He wanted to be useful. He was trying to tell them, like, point out things that he thought could be improved or whatever, but, you know, Geordi was trying to get some stuff done and he just got annoyed and kind of snapped at him, and it's understandable, but also, like, you know, he needs to respect him. And I'm actually surprised that he wasn't a little more, like, eager to talk to him. I mean, I feel like Kirk and Spock probably are really well known and, you know, known in the history books and whatever as, you know, legends and all of that, but I wonder how much the other crew members would be. Are Bones and Scotty as, you know, revered as Kirk and Spock would be, in terms of, like, if you were on the Enterprise D? I mean, did you learn about it at the Academy? Did they learn about Scotty? Maybe not, I don't know. But I just would be under the impression, if you'd said Scotty's gonna go back and be on the Enterprise with the TNG guys, I would have thought that they would all be, like, very eager to talk to him and hear his stories and get his input on stuff, and he would be like a legend. But, like, it didn't seem like that at all. It seemed like no one cared that he was there. If anything, they were annoyed. And I don't know, it was just a little sad to see him received like that. I mean, you know, Picard went to see him and they all introduced themselves and stuff, but it wasn't like it wasn't like, if, you know, if Kirk showed up, I think they'd all be like, wow. But, like, I don't know, I mean, he wasn't a captain, he's an engineer, so I guess it's different. But anyways, that was just, I would have thought that the crew would have been a little more excited and eager to talk to him. But I was personally glad to see him again. I'm glad that in the end he felt useful and could still use his skills. I hope that he's happy wherever he goes. I wonder if we'll see him again. Maybe. I like to think that maybe he went to Risa and just had a little fun for a while and had some adventures, and maybe then he retired. I don't know. Yeah, it was definitely good to see him again. The Dyson sphere thing was cool. I mean, I wonder if we'll see anything like that again. That was cool. I really liked that scene when they were in the holodeck, him and Picard, talking about their first loves, their first ships, this, and you really see how much, you know, his enterprise was his home, and it was sad, but it was great to see him. It was great to see him. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time too, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.